This is my favorite DJI drone from recent years. This is the DJI Flip, which is the new self-flying drone from DJI. This is slightly bigger than the Neo, which has very similar functions to the Flip, but I really enjoyed flying this one in particular. The Flip has a larger sensor, which means that it can record videos in up to 4K in 60 frames per second. It also has a vertical shooting mode, which means it can create videos direct to social media if you want to. It is slightly bigger, as you can see, than the Neo used to be, but it does fold quite neatly into a smaller package. So in terms of transportation, you can take it with you much easier and you can shove it in the bag as well. What has improved significantly is the flight time. The Flip has a 31 minutes flight time with the battery, and it also comes with its own battery charger station, which charges batteries much quicker than it used to. It's a parallel charging station. You can charge 2 batteries at the same time, and you have space for 4 batteries here. So if you get 4 spare batteries, you can fly the drone for 2.5 hours, which is impressive for a drone that is less than 250 grams. The DJI also improved the AI subject tracking in the drone. The DJI Flip has similar autonomous flying modes such as the Neo. It has 6 modes. It can follow you, it can do certain tricks like the droney, a circle, which means that it circles around you. You can change the actual distance from you in the app and also the speed of the drone, but the actual subject tracking of the Flip is better than the Neos. It uses AI, which obviously a lot of tech products use these days, to track you better. In my experience, it works beautifully. I was running in front of a drone, I was walking in front of a drone, I was trying a lot of different ways to trick it into not tracking me, and it always managed to find me. The other thing about the Flip, it does have a sensor at the front. It doesn't have like the 360 sensor, some of the more advanced DJI drones, but it can stop if it senses danger in front of it. So if it tracks you, for example, and if you set it to track you very closely, and if you, let's say, jogging, it will be able to stop before hitting you, essentially, which is very, very useful for a drone not to kind of fly into your face. What I love about the Flip is that it's very accessibly priced. It's more expensive than the Neo, but does a lot more than the Neo as well. So it kind of is a beginner drone for like beginners that are kind of moving up a little bit to more intermediate drones. The image quality is brilliant. The reason why DJI is the best drone manufacturer is because the quality of the footage that comes out of the drones is excellent. And this is especially true for the DJI Flip because of its larger sensor. It's just beautiful to look at how it renders colors, how it renders movement. And as I said, because it does 60 frames per second, the footage looks smoother. It's more balanced overall. You don't have areas where the footage is burnt out or too dark. It seems to provide the footage straight out of the box. You don't have to do any editing either. That looks very cinematic, which is what you want from a drone. One kind of downside of the Flip is that it's a bit slower than the other DJI drones that don't do automatic sort of flying modes, which I guess makes sense because you don't want a very fast flying drone that you don't control. In this sense, it is very similar to the Neo. And for example, if you cycle, it won't be able to keep up with you probably. Obviously, you can't stay in a car and get late to follow you, but for a lot of other things, it's more than fast enough. I did jogging, I did other sort of faster movements, and it was perfectly fine following me. But again, it's not the fastest drone out there, for sure. Some of the Flip bundles come with the RC2 controller, which is the one with the screen, so you don't have to use your phone. The controller unlocks new features and lets you fly the Flip just like a normal drone. And again, obviously, it does have a lot of functions that all the other DJI drones do, which is helpful. So you got like a self kind of flying drone. You also got a normal drone, all for a very low price, which is what makes me very excited about the drone. You can get one of the mini DJI drones, which are probably 3 times as more expensive as the Flip. And they do have more functions. They do fly faster. They do have like more editing options. However, the Flip, because of its price, it feels less daunting if it kind of bumps into things, right? Because you don't feel like that, oh my God, I have to be very careful with the drone. And at the same time, it does have a lot of features. And again, it does have lovely video and photo quality. So you don't feel like that you're missing out on those pro features as well. So you get like the best of both worlds, which is why I think the DJI Flip is probably the best DJI drone of recent years.